Hello, hello. Oops.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Look at you
Your volume
guys.
all the way up?
You look so
The
great. You have the bow tie. You're looking lovely. You guys are the Mentee of the Year. Woo! That's absolutely amazing.
Yes,
Awesome.
exciting.
Yeah, so super excited. So lots of people messaged us yesterday after the post. They wanted to know, a little bit about you guys, how you did, all that kind of stuff. And I have a list of questions here that I'll be able to ask you as well. But share with us about your journey, about the beginning, because it certainly has been a journey, an amazing journey for you guys in less than a year. Because I looked it up in our system, and you guys joined, I think it was December 29th. So yeah, so it's like literally in 2 days,
Almost
a year ago. Yes, awesome.
That's
So
really
yeah,
cool, actually.
So and let us know as well on YouTube, Facebook. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. Francois, does that seem good? Am I doing it correctly on YouTube from your end? Can you see?
On StreamYard, yeah, for some reason you guys are blurry, so I'm sorry. We're super clear, but I guess we're the stars today, so.
Oh, well, there we go. But you are the star today.
That was my suggestion. Awesome. Usually it works well. I'm not sure why, but anyway.
Okay, maybe it's my camera. I don't know. I don't know if that made a difference. but yeah. So tell us about your journey, Francois and Jennifer.
Yes, so last year on December 29th, we made the decision to join your group. We had been investing for a while. So how many years would you say?
Well, since 2016.
So 3 years we were investing. We owned a few properties, kind of like your story. We were using our own funds and our own credit. And now we were hitting the financial wall. In July for Jennifer's birthday, July 2019, we bought her a duplex. And that was really hard because it was like our 4th property back then. So it was just difficult because we couldn't qualify anymore, and the money, we had to find ways, and just wasn't the best. So we're like, we have to do something. Other people are buying more properties and I don't see how, so we need to learn how to do it. And that's what prompted us to join. And you're a couple, so we're like investor couple. It's great. And what else did we do?
Well, I think that we just basically started watching all the videos and learning how to do it. We didn't fully understand, so we kind of warmed ourselves up, I guess, with joint ventures. And then we understood a little bit better the whole process, and we were able to purchase a few deals now with other people's money. So with a few just money partners on promissory notes. We actually used your promissory note.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Super beneficial. It's really easier, I find, even than second mortgages. So I know second mortgages, yes, they're more secured. There's different things, but the lenders actually enjoyed I don't know, maybe the adventure part. So and the interest that comes with it, because promissory note, since it's unsecured, usually interest rate is a bit higher. So people just love that, and that's been very good. What else did we do? So yeah, the joint ventures, I mean, taught us things. Some of our partners did some of the things you teach. So we're like, well, okay, maybe we're being silly and we're sharing. So maybe we can do it on our own now.
That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, 15 units. I want to get into the math of it. How many buildings in that? And I kind of want to break it down, Francois and Jennifer. So 15 units, how many buildings is that?
That's 7 buildings.
Yeah,
okay, so 7 buildings.
They're mostly smaller, like
they're mostly duplexes, and we have 1 5-plex.
Okay, and
cool.
That's awesome. And I will say this, that's how Dave and I started as well. Most of them, when we started off, they were all smaller, like duplex, triplex, and we loved them because there seemed to be a lot of cash flow, which was really important because we had the same goal, of course, as Francois and Jennifer, and was to quit our jobs.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we had the conversation with Heather and Dave, and they were saying, they kind of said, oh, it's smaller buildings, and there's nothing wrong with the duplex or a triplex. Like Mel and I quit our full-time jobs as well on duplexes and triplexes. So all day, every day, there's that. That's awesome, guys. Okay. So duplexes and a 5-plex, so a couple of duplexes and a 5-plex. And then if we can walk through, maybe not every single deal, but kind of give me, what were the different, sorry. What were the different, I guess, financing strategies on them? Like, was it like if you could give me a couple of different scenarios, because you said use promissory notes. So if you could give me a couple of different financing scenarios that that differ from deal to deal is one of the questions that we had, guys.
Yeah, so I think if we're going to talk numbers, you're going to talk more with me than with Francois.
Yeah, she's the numbers lady. I'm the creative
Nice.
guy, so I get the people together, I sell the concept and the idea, and then she drills down on the numbers and stuff. So.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we bought one duplex with a promissory note with a money partner. It actually just 3 minutes from our house, which
Nice.
a lot of people are saying that duplexes in Ottawa aren't cash flowing, but ours actually cash flows $1,100 a month.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually pretty good.
And built-in appreciation. The minute we bought it, it had
Yeah, so
probably
it's already appreciated almost $100,000. We just had it evaluated by our real estate agent.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
so we
amazing.
bought-
See, I love that because Ottawa's a hot market. So I like that you said that, Jennifer. People think they can't find cash flowing deals, but you're living proof that that's incorrect.
Yes, I mean, on my breaks at work or during lunch, I'll always be looking at properties, and we actually found it on MLS. But in Ottawa, a lot of the properties are doing holding offers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, or if people who are watching. So they'll say that they're holding offers. You can't put in your well, you could put in your offer, but they're not going to open them or look at them until a certain time or day. But for this one, they did not use that strategy. So I literally went and saw it, and my real estate agent, our real estate agent signed up the deal and everything within 15 minutes.
yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's
Yeah, so
amazing.
we got it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was
But-
insane.
but
I mean, didn't look at it, and it needed, the basement apartment was really bad. Upstairs was nice. It was almost move-in ready, just a little bit of paint and a new tub, because it was a senior gentleman that lived in it. And now
Okay.
next door, the kids own the house next door that's also a duplex. So we're in conversation with them about selling it to us.
Maybe this
And
spring.
yeah, maybe this spring, and hopefully they'll do some owner financing on that one too, to help them alleviate some capital gains because they own other properties. And that'd be nice. We'd own like that square there, 4 units, and they have a double lot. So we could potentially sever the lot and build on that as well. So that'd be really nice.
That's
That's
super
awesome.
cool. And Mel and I have a couple of buildings that are side by side.
Yep.
And just for our team, practicality, right? For logistics, it is nice to have proximity. And what's better than side by side? So that's cool that you guys are doing that as well.
Yes.
So
and sorry, Dave, and hello everyone, because we weren't able to connect the other way, but we are now live on Facebook as well. So hello everyone. I see some hellos and some hands up to you guys as well. So we're speaking with Francois and Jennifer, our Mentee of the Year, for those who missed the introduction. Francois was able to quit his full-time job in less than a year joining our program. So we're talking about his successes and all that in his journey, and you'll be able to ask them some questions as well.
So to get into more financing stuff, guys, like give me
Yes.
one where you use creative financing to make the deal happen. If you want, you don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to.
No.
I have to try and think of another one.
Well, the one in Cornwall that we did. Same thing.
Oh yeah, so we did do another one, which is a duplex, which we probably will be actually converting to a triplex.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
But that one also was with
Private money.
it was a second mortgage. So this
Nice.
one was with RSP.
RSP?
Yeah, registered funds.
I'm translating in my head what it
Yeah,
registered
yeah,
funds.
RSPs, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, sorry about that. So
So yeah,
Okay.
registered funds, and we got a private mortgage. So we haven't gone the VTB route, like vendor take
Yes.
back. We've had it offered a few times, but it was more beneficial promissory notes or second mortgages from other people. The amounts weren't either good enough, or the mortgage rate that we were able to get was even better. So we're like, nah, forget it. But I'm sure at some point it's a great tool. Just maybe on larger deals for us or the markets where we're looking. That's what we've found.
we do ask about the BTPs every time. Just sometimes it just hasn't worked out for us yet.
Right.
It does
right.
open up
And
the conversation too. Like people see, okay, you're investors, you're serious, you know your stuff. So it puts you on a different playing field, I find. Even if you don't get the VTV, it just changes the conversation around the deal. So
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And you know what? Sometimes that's the thing. It might take a lot of no's, but the one yes is around the corner. And what I love is that even though, you know, some people think, oh, I have to do it this way, or I only can do only, you know, some people are extremely successful with the VTBs. And I love that you guys have been using the promissory note to get to that level as well, but still looking at all the options. And that's what we do as well. If we get a no for, let's say, seller financing, well, we're not going to, if the deal makes sense and it's a good deal, we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep, you know, taking action and exactly ask.
Well, and something to touch on there, guys, that I like is, because some people just get tunnel vision, right? Oh, someone's offering me financing, owner financing. Okay, I'm just going to take it. And you're like, and I like that you kind of stepped back and said, okay, does it make sense? I'm sure you use a cash flow matrix, but does it make sense to do it this way? Or, hey, creative financing, I'm going to go another route and do that makes the deal even more attractive. So I like that you did that. That shows that you're obviously an intelligent investor as opposed to just using the tunnel vision. The other thing to mention on that, guys, is and not who cares, but you know, you got the deal done, whether it's the owner that helped you or
we don't care
right?
where the
Like,
money
did
comes
it.
from.
Yes, and the registered funds we were able to pay back within 9 months, which was
Nice.
which the investor was very happy about.
Yeah, because that's something else. I'm not sure where I got it from, but you kind of educate your private lenders. So sometimes you start with 50,000, then oh wow, they paid me back early. They'll do 100, then 200, then 500, then 600, then $1 million. So it's kind of, you build that relationship. So I know you're not a partner, but they are money partners in a way. So that's one thing we found as well. Like, it's at first asking for 50 seemed really high, then 100, then 200, and then it just gets easier. And it's just money. If they see the value, they don't care how much it is. So.
yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And that whole thing of how do they say that? You get luckier, or the more you do something, the luckier you get, or I forget
You
the
get
saying.
luckier. Yeah, there's
a saying. But I agree. People think it's luck, and it's like, no, it's not luck. It's the fact that you asked, right? Obviously, A, you asked. B, you have a track record. You're starting to do it, and people get a lot more comfortable. And I love how you said that, Francois. I'm just thinking of the lady that we did this with, and we started out with $30,000 promissory note. And we paid her back. We paid her back in full and early. And I said, let's talk in a week. Keep your money for a week, and then let's talk. You know, I want you to feel comfortable about your decisions. And she calls me back. She's like, all right, I'm ready to go. And it turned into 150, right? So it just, again, once they trust you and you hit the nail on the head.
And you may not even know, you know, because quite often they don't disclose that, oh, I have all this extra money if you need it. No. They feel comfortable doing so much at the beginning, which is great. But then quite often what happens once the trust is built is exactly they're going to do that, or otherwise they're going to start referring other people as well. Hey, you know, I'm maxed out all my monies with you guys, but you know what? Actually, you know, one was my ex-husband has a lot of money, so I'm going to put him in touch with you. And hey, that's awesome. Absolutely, I'll put his money to work as well.
Cool. No, that's awesome.
We started a referral program as well. So all our investors, we offer them, if they find people to lend us, then we give them something as well.
Yeah, and a couple actually referred us their aunts. So
yeah, with some US dollars. So we're looking at US investments as well. So it's nice to borrow the funds in the US. You don't have to do all the exchange rate either. So interesting too. So we're in Canada for those. I know your audience is Canada and USA. So
yes. No,
we're
that's
doing our first USA deal.
Yeah.
In February.
February
Nice.
15th.
Hey, that's awesome.
That's awesome, guys.
Yay.
Yeah, good.
Awesome. Make sure to put.
OPM.
What's that?
100% OPM, because when you buy
nice.
in the States as a Canadian, you need to establish credit, and the way to do it is to pay a property outright. So we're using our investors to pay that property, and then we're going to refinance and all that stuff. So
nice.
Awesome, guys. That's fantastic.
Awesome, guys. Good for you.
Yeah, you'll have to, once it's a done deal, you'll have to post it inside the Action Family program. Yes, that's awesome. That's something we do every month for those who don't know, but every month we talk about our goals and our achievements. So So for the following month. So so you guys will have to make sure to do that as well. Your goals for January, it's around the corner. Now, one of the questions that I did get yesterday that I want to make sure that we ask, or that we ask you, was, because it came up more than once, was how do I push through the fear? So, you know, I want to invest, I want to do this, but I'm scared. How did you guys go from, you know, to where you were, to buying 15, using OPM, solely owning, all that stuff? How did you guys get through that fear?
Well, I think that I'm used to being scared because I live with Francois. But I think that part of it is just doing it. Like, I think that you have to start off with smaller steps. So we did the
Condo was our first property.
We did duplexes, and now we're finding that we want to do more like 4 and 5 units buildings. So I think that we kind of warm up, and you kind of get more comfortable. Like, okay, I've done that. I'm comfortable with that. And then I've done the duplex thing. Okay, we get it. We've got it. We've kind of mastered
got it under
it.
control. Yeah.
So then warming up to the next step.
Yeah, like now another country. So why
Yes.
not? We've done long distance investing now from Ontario to New Brunswick. So
Mhm.
I mean, we've never seen. Well, I did end up seeing the properties, but because of COVID, we had to head down there and isolate and do some crazy stuff. Sometimes you have to do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, surpassing your fear is you build up to it, and you drink lots of wine. So that's why we do wine and real estate. So, and your goals, you have to dream this big. Like, if you say I want 100 doors and you get 50, awesome, you got 50. You guys say that all the time too.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
anyway. You have to aim higher. So if you want 2, say 5 or 6, because if you get half, well, that's already really good. So
It's exactly, it's you know, massive. You got to take massive or have massive goals, and then take massive action to get massive results, right? And I love that, because it is so true that you know, sometimes when I remember when I first met you, I had a goal back then and we just met, and I told them I'm going to own 10 properties by the time I'm 40. And that seemed so far-fetched to me back then. You know, living in a 2-bedroom apartment, single mom, paycheck to paycheck, all these things. And I had no idea how I was going to do it.
It seemed crazy back then.
It seems crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was telling me, you know, that's crazy. Why would you want to do that? Well, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, of course. That's why I wanted to do it. But, you know, that's crazy. You won't be able to, all that kind of stuff. And then by the time I turned 40, we had, what, 27
like
buildings.
That, yeah.
And that's the thing, is that sometimes you almost underestimate that, wait a second, I'm actually more capable that I think I actually can. And setting yourself massive goals, and you're right, like, even if you have a goal of 100 and you get to 40, who cares? That's so absolutely amazing, which I love.
I've got to let the dog out. I don't know if you guys can hear. She's crying because the kids are outside and she's not. So I just got to let her out.
Kids are playing outside. We're going to be doing some,
life.
yeah, the family life, exactly. And you guys have children as well, correct?
Yes, we have 2 teenagers. They're going to be 15 and 17 in January.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. There we go. So the nice thing about it as well, about investing, is that you do have that generational wealth. And I know you guys, you know, you've learned all about the business structure and all that kind of stuff inside our program. So you know that, you know, not only are you setting yourselves up for success, but your kids as well.
Yes. Our son actually wants to buy his first property at 18.
So that's coming up fast. I told him you need to start saving up and looking for private money as well, learning how to raise capital. And yeah, he's already
awesome.
Building computers for investors, so we'll see.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fantastic. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. What would you say have been, another question we got here from yesterday, what was your biggest challenge that you were able to face? And how did you go through it? How did you get through it?
We're still working on that one, I think. Property management.
Yeah, that property management has been a challenge. That's one thing for sure. When you're far away, and I think that you're used to having things managed a certain way, and then you kind of have to rely on another person to do it in a way that you wouldn't do it.
Right.
Well, you guys have your own property management, so I think that maybe it is a less a challenge for you. But that's been a challenge.
That's been the biggest I'd say, because locally we self-manage, so it's easy, and the way we set it up is something you guys kind of teach as well. We put in good tenants, so it's very easy to manage. You can send in people. You don't need much. Like when you have the right tenants, you've done the right screening. There's very little property management to be done. So yeah, I'd say that's the biggest one. So we're still learning. It's not perfect.
Awesome. Well, you know what, and
other
it's
thing-
yeah, it's an adjustment. It's a way to go, and I remember that feeling. Although, yes, it is our company, but having to let go of that. And one of my mentors had told us back in the day that, you know, if you want to grow at some point, you have to let go of some control.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but they're not going to do it as well. You know, nobody's going to care as much as Melanie and Dave and, you know, do as much. And they said, no, you're correct, because it's your business, you know, but finding the right people who do really still care and who will do, you know, and even if they do, what was it, like 80 or 90% as good as you, and all of a sudden you have all that extra time because you're not managing your own properties anymore, whether they are local or whatnot. And you can actually focus on growth. And as soon as we're able to let go of that piece and, you know, let go of the viewings, and it took us a while because we had a lot, like it was crazy. We had 80 some doors and we were still doing everything ourselves back then. But, you know, having that mindset of, wait a second, I want to create more time for myself. Whether I outsource it and we end up doing our own internal team, which I like because I could really train them the way that I wanted to because I'm so particular. But, you know, to make sure that they manage it as well. So that's awesome. Some people are asking, are you guys Canadian or US from Rubax?
So we're Canadian.
Yes.
Ottawa, Ontario, so the national capital of Canada.
There
Just
you
in
go.
case the accent didn't give it away.
Yeah. Canadian, we'll see.
Oh, awesome. I'm in Toronto thinking about property investment as well, but chickening. And don't. Fear is the #1 reason why people never get the success they want or achieve the freedom that they want. And we can find a million reasons to fear and hold back at taking action. It's never the perfect time to buy. It's never the perfect time to take action. Kids are young, kids are old, not enough money, it's COVID, it's this, it's that. Now, you guys continue to take action throughout it all. I'm sure at some point you must have had your own, not excuses, but, you know, I guess kind of excuses that come into your mind, like, oh, should we do this now? How did you push through all of that?
Yeah, like with COVID, it's actually been good for us, but it was hard as well. I was working in a retirement home. I was in charge of leasing. So you can imagine how many apartments I was renting during the height of COVID. People are fleeing retirement homes and stuff. So it was really scary and wearing the full PPE every day. But the way I carried through is I plugged in some good podcasts, and I was like cleaning doorknobs for 9 months, 10 stories, and sanitizing stuff. And learning about investing, and we're making offers. I had Jennifer on the phone. She's at work, and you're like polishing floors because the staff don't show up because of COVID. And I'm like, let's make an offer. And I'm cleaning the doorknobs and doing stuff. So yeah, how do you keep going? It's goals, like goal setting, having lofty goals and seeing, okay, this is easier and easier. And people start coming up to you and asking you questions. And
yeah, and even in the mentoring group, it's
very
nice
motivating.
to see how everyone kind of encourages each other to do more.
Better. Yeah, more and better. And you learn from each other. I really enjoy a lot of people on the group. They have nice comments to say. So the Facebook group is a great value. Networking, that's something you guys teach. And that's something I did in the past because I've held many different jobs in the past, is networking. That's how you get your clients. So here our clients are our tenants, but also our investors, so private money lenders.
Yes.
It's very important to...
Networking was a bit of a challenge this year, but we've done a lot of Zooming.
We had to adjust, right? And that's the reality of an investor. You have to adjust based on what's going on in life. So Raquaz, hope you heard them loud and clear. Don't let fear stop you. There's a triangle I share sometimes. It's knowledge, resources, and action. So you got to have all three pieces to be successful. So we have the knowledge piece, so DM us later and we'll be able to tell you more about our mentoring program. That's something you want to do. We have the resources as well, but you got to take some action to get there. So There's like a couple more questions here from Lisa. Hey guys, Lisa from Action Family here too. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Lisa's been doing amazing as well. Lisa and Troy,
Lisa
you guys.
is West Coast.
Yes,
BC.
yes. Question: how many years or months of investing did it take you to retire? And what does your retirement look like? How many hours a week are you working? Yes, that's true. And I'm not sure if the question is for us or for you guys. So I'm assuming it's for you and Jennifer, Francois. How does retirement look like? I'm sure you're very busy, but you get to live the way you want. So I'll take, yes.
So it took about, I'd say about 9 months for me to quit. I was supposed to be a 5-year plan, but yeah, we looked at our numbers, looked, and Jennifer is the numbers lady. So we just found our number. I'm like, okay, we're good now. I can quit. And COVID
like
hit
9 months.
Ottawa.
Like, and I know you probably, because you're living it, but like, give me some hearts, guys. Isn't that amazing? Like 9 months, join our program December 29th and quit 9 months after. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it.
And especially that you thought it was going to take 5 years. Like, look at how much time you shaved off of that 5 years. Like, that's incredible.
It's insane. And I kept putting it off. I'm like, oh, well, I like my job. And I was attached to my clients, the seniors. They're so endearing and kind, and it was really hard. But then COVID hit really hard, like Ottawa. And what happened? Oh, we had to
well, you only have 24 hours in the day, and we just couldn't do it all anymore. So it's like, okay, you got to get rid of the job because we just have so many hours in the day. We were working until late at night every day because we really wanted to go for it. And now Francois can do this during the day, and then we can have more family time. So that's one thing it's improved our quality of life.
Yeah, because it was getting hard. We were holding both and more and more and more. And it was something I had to give. And we didn't need the income from the job anymore. And then, like I said, COVID restrictions and stuff, there were some things they were starting to impose because it's retirement, makes sense. But I'm like, I don't need to put up with this anymore. That's why I'm doing this real estate. So why am I putting up with this? Why am I commuting when everybody's staying home? So I'm like, too bad I quit.
Yeah.
And now I'm working more than before because we have like more projects. We want to build more. We're doing more on social media, podcasting things. So, but that's my choice. Like this weekend, if I feel like it, I can sit back and relax. So that's really nice.
It's fun, and it's so different when you're doing something you love. Right? It's your passion. It's like, whatever you're passionate about, real estate, you guys are like us. Like, we love what we do. I used to hate Mondays. And I used to hate thinking about Mondays on Sunday afternoon, or I used to hate being off for a week. Well, I love being off for a week, but I hated near the end of my vacation.
Friday, yeah.
The coming back, like, 2 more days before work. 1 more day. And I hated that feeling. And I knew I finally made it when I quit my job and I started loving Mondays again. Because loving Mondays, it's such an amazing feeling that, wow, I love what I do. I get to go to work and do what I do. And if I don't want to go to work one day, then I don't, because I can.
And Francois, something you said makes so much sense. And I remember when I was on the fire department, and because there's 24-hour shifts, right? And I remember thinking, I'm actually making less money going into work right now for the next 24 hours. Like because now I got to put the business on hold for a whole day. And
some people would think that's crazy because here, firefighters, they make good money, right? You make over $100,000 a year. It's good money. But once we realize that, wait a second, your time can be spent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once I realized, kind of like you, like, again, the hours you put in at work is hours that you're not building your own portfolio, your own business. When that starts costing you more money than actually going to work, or more, than spending your time, then. So I remember that feeling. And something, I didn't even talk to you about this. Christmas went by, obviously, right? 24th, 25th. And that's something too, again, that before every year there was 4 platoons and it would be a lottery. Am I off this year? Am I working one of the 2 days? So just being your own boss and not having to work or do anything on the holidays is just something that I don't take for granted. I remember having to work though.
I remember near the end when you knew that you wanted to do this more and more, and now you're paying people to be off. You would take my shift and I'll give you.
Guys take my shift. I don't want to go in.
I'll pay you a couple $100. And most people would have thought, like, what? You're paying all the time, to be off. But again, it was like, okay, yes, but I know that I can use that time, buy real estate that's going to make me a whole lot more, and, you know, create that financial freedom as well.
Okay, and one of the questions I was looking forward to, and I wanted to ask it the first one, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about other stuff first. One of the questions we got, and I laughed when I read it, it was, did you do the, like in the movies, did you do the, hey boss, you know, just walk out and say a bad word and walk out? Or did you, was it civilized? How was your exit from your job? Did you do what everyone wants to do, or did you keep it civilized and, you know, not burn a bridge?
It was.
You don't have to tell us either if you don't want to.
No. I don't mind sharing it. It was a bit. Well, you have to think about COVID again. Unfortunately, I know I hate bringing this topic up, but because of the retirement industry, staff, like just some background, you have to be tested every 2 weeks, which is a bit invasive. Every week, 2 weeks, you get something shoved up your nose, and then there's like all these mandatory vaccination and things. And I understand the reason behind it. But I told my boss, because legally they can't really impose it on you in Ontario. But I told my boss, when it becomes too much and you really have to do it, then I'm leaving. As soon as we have one COVID case in the building, I'm leaving. So we got a case of COVID. I'm like, you know what this means? And I walked out. So I did give 2 weeks notice,
but working
virtually,
from home, but yeah,
to respect the law and things. But she said, yeah. And I love the team there. And they're great people, and
she did ask you if you had changed your mind the
few
Monday
times.
after. So.
Yeah, on Friday. That was on a Friday. I'm like, I'm not coming back, and you know why? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, maybe sleep on it. And she tried, and very nice people. I think one of my colleagues is watching right now. So anyway, I love the team there, but it's just the situation. I could not go back because otherwise I'd have to quarantine and do all that, which I did not want to do. That's personal choice, and I didn't have to anymore because I didn't need the job. So
right,
but
that's
I
awesome.
didn't want to walk out and party because it was a nice work environment. But I know some people would like.
Yes,
no, for sure.
We did pop open a bottle though.
Yeah, we got some bubbly and champagne celebration, and
I bet. I'm sure you had some of your favorite wines, so that's awesome. I see Lisa's question for both of us. That was about retirement. Well, I quit my full-time job, so we purchased 12 properties in 12 months. That was in 2017.
Yep.
And I knew that after that I was able to quit my full-time job. But again, fear, right? I'm human as well. I had fear of leaving, and it was holding me back, although financially I could, but I had a pension. We have 3 kids.
Well, the banks keep saying yes.
You know, all that kind of fear.
That was a big one. Are we going to still get financed? Right?
Yeah, we knew we wanted to continue to grow, all of that. And then in 2018, we got, for those of you who know or may not know, we were in a horrific car crash on our way, a vehicle crash on our way to, with a rollover crash on our way to a real estate investing summit. And it was a day that forever changed our lives for many, many reasons. And I was off with a severe concussion. And I remember that feeling that I can't go back. Like I would think about work, and again, that Monday feeling was just, 10x that. It was just awful. I don't want to go back. And then Dave's like, well, don't go back. And I was slowly recovering. And then when it came time to come back, I just didn't. And the only reason I was able to make that choice was because of real estate investing. And then Dave quit his job shortly afterwards as well.
Isn't that so cool? From in talking to someone else who's done it, isn't that so amazing that the power shift? Like, hey, it's an employer and they think you need them and all that, and then eventually you say, hey, I can choose to say goodbye because I bought buildings. I bought good buildings that make me money, and I choose to say, hey, take your job back, have it, give it to someone else, but I get to make the choice now. Like, it's powerful, right?
Someone to replace me, so I even referred someone. I'm like, hey, you can hire this person. She'd be great because I'm leaving soon.
Yes.
It's really cool. And the thing too, for those that are scared, because a lot of people were scared earlier about things, I figured I can get a job anytime afterwards. So if I've changed my mind or whatever, I can get a job. And I've actually received a few job offers since. I'm like, is there a schedule? Forget it. I don't want the schedule. I don't follow orders anymore. So, yeah. But
you give them now.
I had to.
Yes.
That's awesome. No, cool. And I'm glad you're sharing your not situation, scenario, your whatever you call that.
Your journey.
Yeah, your journey. There you go.
Journey.
I knew there was a word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Jennifer, and you don't have to answer once again, are you, what is that in your cards?
That's a hard question when you're there. So
as her boss is watching.
I would say pass on this one.
Pass on it. I had to ask.
Yes, I wouldn't want to answer when I was still employed. So I'm not gonna. Let's not put her in that kind of situation.
Well,
All
actually,
right,
I've actually already told my employer that it's another 5-year plan. So
okay.
in 5 years, I'd also like to quit. So they already know.
Okay.
Could
Well,
be 9
I
months,
was
could
trying
be
to have
5
your
years.
back, Jennifer.
But she's learning lots because she's a facilities manager. So if you
Oh.
want to know all about flat roof repairs and stuff, she's like,
Plumbing,
she's got all the contacts. So.
electrical.
Well, that's great, right? It's a job that kind of not supplements, but that actually does complement. There's what I'm looking for. Complements
Yeah.
a real estate investor. So cool, Jennifer. Keep building up that Rolodex.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Can
Yes,
someone who
about.
doesn't can someone who doesn't currently have a job do this, or do you need a job to start with?
And it's Ecolux Homes. No, you don't need a job. We have a lot of self-employed. Like, define job. Are you self-employed? If you're, well, actually, we've had people on social assistance join. They were on, like, again, people call it welfare. I don't like that word. Social assistance, and they've joined and purchased buildings. So you don't need a job. This is the thing with real estate investing, is it's not like you're doing a startup business where it needs, and there's nothing wrong with startup businesses, but you need to put a bunch of time in a labor intensive. Sorry, I'm making that sound like real estate investing is easy. No, you do need to get the knowledge. You do need to have the education to know what you're doing, because if you buy a bad deal, you're going to be stuck in it. But what I mean is, once you find a good income producing asset, like a multifamily rental property, income property, that's actually going to help you. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to buy this. Here's how I want to buy it. Here are my numbers. Here's my projection. Here's my cash flow, all of the above. And that's actually going to help you, because yes, they will look at you, but they're also looking at the asset that is already there in place making money. So it's not like it's I'm going to take it. And some buildings are, I'm going to take it from here, and get the lift and all that. But sometimes if it's already cash flowing, already doing well, like Jennifer said, the $1,100 a month on her duplex, people will look at that. Financing will look at that and say, this is a great asset. We want to give you debt on it, right? So you don't absolutely need a job. Ecolux, I forget what the question is. It depends how you're buying it, but yeah,
exactly.
it's not a cut and dry answer either.
And you shouldn't necessarily have a job, but you should have some backup money, right? So that's another question we get all the time. I have no money, can I get started? Well, we teach people, that's what we specialize in buying properties, using their own money, no joint venture partners specifically. Although some people, like you guys, you do have a few joint ventures, which is awesome as well. Now, the no money piece is that, yes, you still need some money as a backup, as you guys know, right? Because you need to pay for lawyer fees, or you need to pay for deposits, or there's a tenant that's going to pay rent, right? So yes, you can absolutely buy properties, none of your own money. That's what we've done for all our 200 units now, over 200 units, but that's what you guys are doing as well with all your units. But you should definitely make sure to have some liquid funds as well for a rainy day, right? To set yourself up for success.
Liquid cash, or at least credit, like some access to materials, like some money you can access somehow. It doesn't have, could be a line of credit. We've done some creative stuff to make things work. And I don't know, a leaky roof, then there's ways around it. And
Comment here, Francois and Jennifer are superstars. Yes, you guys are. They not only took massive action, but never hesitate to help people along the way. Very active in REI community. It's no wonder they have done so well. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And you guys certainly are. And we're super proud that you guys are the Mentee of the year. You guys are going to be going on a trip. We gave away a trip, $2,500 voucher trip of your choice. Obviously, when it's safe to do so. I know Ontario right now we're on shutdown,
yeah,
so
we're on lockdown.
it's on our lockdown.
Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yes. So
Yes.
have you guys discussed? Do you know where you're going to be heading? And you don't have to share if you don't want to. But once it's safe to do so, what are your traveling plans?
Yeah, we were actually this summer. We're supposed to go to France, but with everything going on, we did not end up going to France. We bought more properties. We bought a cottage on Lake Ontario near Picton. Anyway, a nice cottage, and we're like, well, we'll enjoy this, and then this will help us finance some of the trip to France and Europe, and I heard there's some good deals out there. Jennifer has a colleague who invests in France, so he's got some properties there. So we'll take a look at it as well.
That's
Why
awesome.
not?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Dave, when we were, trying to decide the prizes and all that, Dave said, Mel, think of where we do our best business. It's like, well, it's on vacation. Because although we are relaxed and having so much fun and playing and all these things, there's just something about being away from home, being away from the environment. We just, we'll listen to podcasts in the background, or we'll just brainstorm on the plane or whatever, where we'll just chat and have a different environment. And that's often, that's where we've found some of our best deals. That's how we've attracted some of our best lenders, just having that time away. So he said, let's pass that gift on to one of our action takers, because there is something, although it's so much fun to go on a trip, but of course, most of our action takers, they continue to take action during vacation as well, right? You love it. You don't want to stay away for it too much, right?
I almost find, like, when you're on holidays, and I don't know if you guys are the same, like, because it's our passion and it's our love, real estate investing. When you're on holiday, it almost allows I can't even describe what I'm trying to say here. It almost allows your brain to think. And what I mean think is, like when we go to Florida, you're driving around, you're looking at the palm trees, it's warm, it's different. And then sometimes things will just hit me like, remember that guy that said he had a building? And then boom, and then I'll call him while I'm on holidays. Like it allows your brain to just kind of, for me anyway, just like a restart or a reboot, and it's like freshens everything up. I don't know if that makes any sense or if I sound crazy here, but that's kind of how I feel on holidays, and you just get more creative and you just think of different possibilities. I'm getting cranked up here just thinking about holidays. Yes, I'm happy for you guys.
It's been a while, but no, that's going to be awesome. You guys are going to have to let us know if you end up buying a place there or not. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Mike Nicholson here says they can take a trip to look at their U.S. property. There you go.
Yeah, we'll have to go as well. Well, Jennifer is actually from not too far from the border, so we'll be able to drive up and see our property, visit our in-laws, and then hop across when it's allowed, or maybe swim right now, I guess would be the only option.
Yes. And I just remembered, I don't know what made me think of this. It just kind of popped into my mind out of nowhere, but we had actually collaborated. I don't know if you guys remember this, earlier this year.
Yes.
It was in February.
It was for your Ottawa not podcast, but the
April.
No, it was in May. It was after COVID. So we were supposed to go we were supposed to go and meet you guys.
Yes.
And because they Francois and Jennifer, they host the Right Club in Ottawa, correct? Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, okay.
Exactly. It was April 6th, and we were locked down, so we're not able to do it. But you guys were nice enough to host an event, like a virtual, how do you call it? Some sort of webinar, and then people were able to attend. But yeah, it would have been nice to meet you in person.
Yes,
we will.
I know, it would have been nice, but it was so nice to be able to network.
Doesn't that seem like a whole lifetime ago? Like, I remember when we were talking about it, Francois. Yeah.
I remember because we had, I think it was on a conversation we had on the phone once when you were enrolling in the program or on Zoom, and you had mentioned it, and then somehow like, hey, are you guys interested? Would you be interested to be one of our speakers? Because we're always looking to, of course, we're always happy to go to speaking gigs when back then we could travel, and it was a yes. But then, of course, with COVID, we had to adjust, but we did, and we ended up still collaborating on the internet. We have another one coming up as well. For those who've never attended one of our webinars, we have one.
Oh yeah.
January, I think it's 7th. If you're interested after this, just DM me the word webinar, and I'll give you guys the link. It's not quite ready yet, I don't think. I'll have to ask my marketing team if it's set up or not. But otherwise, I'll keep that, and I'll send you guys a link. So just DM me webinar afterwards if you guys want to join one of our live sessions in January.
Yeah, whenever we can go live again, Francois. I mean, like a presentation or that'd be awesome. Because I remember I was looking at the calendar, I was looking at the NHL, and I was going to do a Senators game when we went and saw you guys. And then we were heading to Montreal to go see Jessica and Etienne. So I was going to do a Habs game when we were there. And we had a Toronto presentation, and we were going to do the Leafs game anyway. So hopefully it's around the NHL schedule so I can go see some hockey games while we're there.
So that's how it works. Okay, I got it.
That's usually how we do it, right? Yeah. We had planned so many different, we're going to do this, but at the same time, we're going to you know, and that's the nice thing about investing, especially if you do go outside your area as well, or you do speaking gigs or anything like that. You know, as an investor, you know, you mentioned that, of course, you're investing in different provinces and state as well. Well, all of a sudden now you have a reason for, when it's safe to do so, to travel, right? Dave,
Yes.
can you mention the investment benefit of a vacation on your next live in the action group so Troy can hear it too? I'd love a vacation. There we go. He needs to hear it, right?
Lay the
Lisa?
groundwork, yeah, for a trip.
And Lisa, side note, I asked Mary to contact you for what we discussed during one of our last live sessions. So she'll be in touch with you on that as well. Awesome. Awesome. Anything, I know, wow, we've been live for almost an hour already.
What about you guys? Any questions?
Yes. Any questions? Any comment from your end? Anything you want to share with our listeners today?
The biggest thing I would say is, you guys kind of mentioned it here, is to be dare to ask. So I asked you guys, would you come on to our event? And you said yes. Worst case, you'd say no. I'm like, okay, whatever, moving on. So it's the same thing with lenders and buying properties. You ask. Worst case, they say no. If you say no, like you guys say, you're closer to a yes. The more no's you accumulate, the closer you are to a yes. And it's just like in life, like your story, like Dave asked Mel to marry you. I did the same when we were 18, but
Oh, wow.
So she could have said no, but she said yes. Good or bad, I'm not sure, but too late.
We won't share.
Yeah,
We won't disclose that on Instagram and Facebook here.
but dare to ask and dare to try things. Like even us, like going live like this. I'm actually a very shy person, but it's my salesperson persona, and Jennifer as well. Like going live, this is like total change, but we're getting used to it now. We're doing like a live thing. So you ask people, you ask things, and it's surprising what happens. And people are really open. And if they're not, then maybe they're not meant for you, or maybe they're not ready for that. Some people, like I mentioned earlier, need to be kind of not educated, but they need to be guided or to be shown. They need a bit more proof. So as you ask and you grow relationships, then you get them ready to do things and for their own benefit. So
That's awesome. That's great.
And I like how you said that. They might not be ready. They might not be in that headspace to share.
yeah,
Francois,
they need a vacation.
yeah, exactly. They need a vacation. 2017, our friends and family used to ask us things. We wouldn't say a thing about creative financing, nothing. Come 2018, completely different.
We're
So
mentoring people across North America.
so those people, it might not be, you know, like again, it wasn't them. Sorry, it might not be you when you're asking the thing. It might be just be a them thing. If they don't want to share and they don't want to collaborate,
Yeah.
hey, let them own it. But you keep asking. I love that you said that, Francois. 100%.
And how about
That's a
oh, sorry, go ahead, Francois.
It's a sales technique from Martha Stewart. So I'm kind of cheesy, but I love Martha Stewart. So I don't know
If someone
you guys
would have
watched
told
her
me today,
movie.
if someone would have said today, Dave, somehow Francois is going to squeeze in Martha Stewart, I'd be like, how would that ever come up in today's conversation?
I don't know if you saw her movie, but in the 1978, I think it is, she was selling baked apple pie, and they were $2, and then $3, then $4, then $5, then $6, then $7. She went up to $20 per pie in 1978. So
Oh, wow.
she said in her book, and I'm not sure if I'm quoting exactly, but she was really smart. You keep increasing the price till they start saying no. So it's the same concept. You keep asking until people say no. And when they say no, okay, you've hit a point there, so you back off, and then you let them come back to you. So you could sell pie for $20 in 1978. How much would that be? Probably $100 pie now, if you do the math. So she made an empire on that. So anyway,
That's cool.
I'm not baking pie, but
That's cool. No, thanks for sharing.
That's super cool. How about you, Jennifer? Any final thoughts you wanna share with our listeners today?
I would say just do it and make sure that you're working with people, that you're learning the right things to be able to do it.
I love that. It's
Just do
simple, but it's so true, and
It's a good point.
it's short to know. It's not as, you know, it's no apple pie or anything like Francois, but it's simple
Yes,
and it
no.
works. I love it. And you know what, I say that to the kids all the time, is that you may not know how you're going to do this yet, or you know, I want to do this, we're not sure how, just do it. And if you don't know how, you know, get through it and ask questions, and, you know, ask me or ask Dave or ask the coach or ask whoever, and just keep taking action. And it is a learning progress as well. But, you know, doing nothing is not going to get you any closer to your goals ever, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Heather here, I see Heather. We were live with Heather last week. We had dinner with Heather and Dave. They won the Rising Star Award, so we had a nice dinner with them. They're staying here. This is awesome. So many great tips. You two are such a great couple and very inspiring. So yay. Congrats to you guys on being the Mentee of the Year. Love that. Love the Martha Stewart story. Yes, and lots of thumbs up as well. There we go.
It's going to be everyone's highlight from the conversation today.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you to you guys for the mentoring program.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. I mean, we were investing. We'd probably maybe have bought another duplex.
I think it really was the kick in the butt that we needed to kind of move forward and take the action.
Yeah,
awesome.
Like,
well, thank you.
The next level, and
yes, and you know what? And sometimes people say that, well, obviously there's an investment to join a mentoring program, but it's always the return. So, in your words, would you say you got the return on investment from the program?
Absolutely.
Wow, how many? You're the math lady. How many times? 1,000 times?
Yes, a few times.
Take that number, whatever it is, add the Martha math to it, and then that's how much you got. So.
Yeah.
Well, and sorry, because I saw Heather here. It reminded me of something, Francois, as you're speaking. Heather, and I won't share the number, Heather and Dave, don't worry, but they were talking about a property they bought in August. So however, 5 months ago, whatever the math is, and they're refinancing in Jan, let's say. They're financing early next year. And I can say this because we talked about it on the live. I won't say the numbers, but they're paying back all the lenders, and then they're also going to have money in their pockets from the refinance. And it's so they've already repaid the investment for the mentorship, and they're already in an infinite return on investment and so are you guys. And that's the thing with knowledge and education is, you know, I'm not saying go to university, but if you invest in something that makes sense, you're going to have infinite return, just kind of how we show everyone with OPM and creative financing. So Heather, I'm only saying this because I saw you earlier, but the return on investment on your time, Francois, 4 years and 4 months, 4 years and 3 months?
4 years and 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, so you save 4 years and 3 months on your goal. Not a bad shake.
Yeah, amazing. And so for anyone watching, as soon as you invest in a program, Mel and Dave's mentorship, it changes you and inspires you to take action. Thank you so much. And I know there's lots of question work. I see here, somebody's asking, can you see my question? You know what, there's so many questions that kind of popped. I might have missed it. I know there's so many questions. Plus I had some written ones from people that had asked us on our story as well. So thank you so much. But otherwise, we always take questions when we're live. We're going to be going live on YouTube at some point as well throughout the holidays for sure. So if you haven't, checked out our YouTube channel, guys, make sure to do so. It's always Investor Mel and Dave. You'll be able to, we'll be live. So we'll have another chat and you'll be able to ask us some more questions there as well. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell so that way you get the little pop-up video when we are live so you can join us. Other than that, you guys, we are so proud of you.
So happy for you guys. Congratulations.
I can't wait to see what you achieve in 2021. Keep us updated. And thank you so much to everyone watching both on Instagram and Facebook as well. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, so again, félicitations, Francois and Jennifer, Mentees of the Year, $2,500 Air Canada gift card to apply to your Europe trip. So that's amazing, guys. Thank you so much for doing the live with us.
Yes, thank you.
And thanks for being active people, and thanks for being active in the Action family. I'm sure not just we appreciate it, but everyone else in the Action family appreciates your insights and your experiences and sharing in the posts and all that. So.
Yes, so happy holidays, and we'll see you. Are you going to be on our Wednesday live session, Francois, Jennifer?
Yes.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
So we'll see you inside the program in a couple of days. You can't get away from us. So
yes.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Okay, bye for now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.